Hello everyone. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make unstuffed pepper casserole. So let's just start over here. I have one Vidalia onion. We're going to use the whole onion. I have 2 orange peppers, 1 red, 1 green. I have some beef broth, and we're going to be cooking our rice in the beef broth, and then we're going to be using some in the meat mixture as well. We have some Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, black pepper, and I am out of Italian seasoning, so I'm just going to kind of make my own, minus the marjoram because I don't have that. So to make the Italian seasoning with what I have, I'm just going to use some basil, some rosemary, some oregano, some thyme leaves, some parsley. We also have some allspice. And we're going to use some salt. I have 2 garlic cloves here. I'm going to be using jasmine rice, but you can, if you have other rice, you can use whatever kind of rice you prefer. I'm just going to be using jasmine, and I'm going to cook it per the back of the instructions, so that's what the butter's for. I'm going to be doubling the recipe. Okay, so per the instructions, 1 3/4 cup of water. So we're going to be using the beef broth instead of the water. And then we have the butter here, and then it's saying 1 cup of rice per the 1 3/4 cups of water. We're using the beef broth, but I'm going to be doubling it because I'd rather have more rice than not enough, because I can put the remainder of the rice in the fridge and I can make like fried rice. So I'm going to double it. Now you just follow the instructions per the back of your rice package. But yeah, so I'm going to be doubling the rice. And let's see, I have about 1 pound of ultra lean chopped sirloin. We have the better than bouillon beef base. If I didn't say it already, we have the garlic cloves and the salt. And then I do not have any canned tomatoes, so I'm just going to be cutting these tomatoes up here, washing them off, cutting them up, and I'm going to use both packages. So 1 package is 10 ounces, that's 20 ounces. If you have canned tomatoes, that's fine, you can just use that. I already washed my peppers off. You can either chop them up or kind of do like strips, which is what I'm going to do, but I think I'm gonna do strips, but then cut the strips in half so that they're not super long. I'm going to use the entire onion here, and yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tomatoes washed off, cut them in half, start my meat because it was in the freezer, so it's a little bit solid in the middle, but no worries, I'll just put the lid over it. I'm gonna get my garlic cloves chopped up, and yeah, as soon as I get this going, I will show you what we do next. When I was showing my ingredients, I forgot 2 of the very important ingredients, and that is some cheddar cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar and then mozzarella. We're going to be grating these. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use yet, probably at least half, but I'll let you all know. Okay, I'm browning my meat here. It's pretty much pretty close to being all brown. There's still some pink, but that's fine. So what I added into my ground beef is Worcestershire sauce. I did like 3 dashes, onion powder, garlic powder, just 1 twist of salt, smoked paprika, and black pepper. So now those spices are all inside my meat mixture right now. So now we're going to add the chopped up onion and the peppers. And then I do have my tomatoes here that I just chopped in half, but we're not going to add those yet. And I also have my garlic minced here, but we're going to wait for the garlic as well. So we're just going to cook the peppers and the onions in the meat mixture for a bit. The peppers are going to are going to release some moisture, so we're going to let that happen, let them get a little soft, and then I will be back to show you what's next. And I do have my rice all done, so I have the heat off and I just have it sitting there, but I will get this starting to cook, and once the vegetables start to get soft, I'll be back to show you what we do next. Okay, my peppers are starting to get soft here, the peppers and onions. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the tomatoes. And if you're using canned tomatoes, you'll just go ahead and add the canned tomatoes in there. Okay, so now we're going to add the rest of our spices. So we got some basil leaves. Just going to sprinkle some of that in there. Going to sprinkle some oregano. And you can do as much or as little as you'd like. Got some parsley. And we have to use the other one. And we got the rosemary leaves. And we have the allspice. We're just gonna put a couple dashes of allspice and some thyme. And then we still do have the garlic, which we'll add in here shortly. Go ahead and give that a good mix. And we're gonna keep just cooking it until the tomatoes cook down a bit more. Okay, so now we're gonna add some beef broth. Maybe like half a cup. Gonna let that cook just for a little bit. Let it reduce a bit. And then we will add our garlic, but I'll be back to show you when we add our garlic. And we're actually gonna add a nice spoonful of the Better Than Bouillon beef base. Since we just added the beef stock in there. So it's gonna dissolve into that beef stock, and I'll be back to show you when we add the garlic. Okay, our beef base has dissolved. Now we're gonna add our garlic. And we're just gonna give that a good stir. We're gonna cook it for a few minutes until you really start smelling the garlic. Okay, I did shred some cheese, so I have the heat off on the meat mixture. And we're just gonna take our cheese, some of it anyway, not all of it. We're gonna put some cheddar, some mozzarella, like that. And now we're gonna take our rice. And I'm just gonna spoon it in because I don't wanna have too much rice. So you're gonna put your rice in there and you're gonna give it a good mix. And honestly, you can put as much or as little rice as you want. I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna give it a mix, and then once I get it mixed well, I do have a buttered casserole dish here. I'm gonna put it into the casserole dish. Oven is at 325, and everything is cooked. We just wanna put it in there maybe 20-30 minutes until the cheese is melted. But once we stir this mixture, we're gonna get it into the casserole dish, and then we're gonna top it with the remaining cheese. That is looking delicious. Look at the cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it into my buttered baking dish, and then that's about the amount of rice I have left. I'm just gonna put it in the fridge, put it in a container in the fridge. So we're gonna get this, the mixture into our buttered baking dish, and we're gonna top it with the remaining cheese. I'll be back to show you what it looks like once we get it in. Okay, I got it all into my casserole dish, topped it with the cheese, and just wanted to let you know this is how much cheese I have left. So I did use quite a bit. That's the mozzarella, and that's the sharp cheddar. So we're gonna get this into a 325-degree oven just until the cheese is melted, probably 20 to 30 minutes or so. And then we're gonna pull it out. I'm gonna stick it onto a cooling rack, and we're gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes. But I will show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Okay, the unstuffed pepper casserole is done. I just got it out of the oven. So now I'm just gonna let it sit here on a cooling rack for about 15-20 minutes. But once I get it cut and onto a plate, we will give it a taste. Okay, let's give the unstuffed pepper casserole a taste. That was good. Ooh, it's hot. Hot in the middle. Full of flavor. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. This is very good, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.